In this episode, I'm seeing land after my long sail from Martinique to Panama. It's land, hoy! Yay! Panama! I'm also sailing through some squalls and of course dodging electro storms as best as I can.
I might have been lucky here.
As normal, I'm also sharing my strategies and how I use my onboard tools trying to make this passage as safe as possible. After some really nice sailing in the previous episode, running what I named the Cape of the Caribbean, I'm now starting on the last third of this sail. All the three legs have different challenges, and the one I'm now starting on is famous for squalls and what's called electro storms when it's rainy season. And yes, of course, it's rainy season now, so I'm pretty sure I would have to dodge some bullets on my way. I'm also increasing my distance from the coast of Colombia now, so the wind will come down, but still I have some nice waves. According to my weather predictions, I should be able to keep a fair boat speed until the last 300 miles before Panama. And then I will be not only like sailing in doldrums, but also lots of squalls and electro storms. My super cool hitchhiker have stayed with me for a few days now, spending his night at the boat, hunting fish around my boat during the day. And it seems to not bother about me at all. When sailing alone for longer passages, I plan my meals a bit based on what to expect. Like the last days of a bit rolly sailing, I had dinners pre-made for fast and easy cooking. Tomorrow I expect it to be much easier making nice dinners, and it will be time to spoil myself a bit again. After averaging around 10 knots, I have left quite a distance between me and the coast of Colombia, and it's still pretty okay wind, even though I now go much slower. There's barely any waves left, so I'm gonna take the advantage of getting some sleep, as I know I need to be well rested pretty soon. My sleeping pattern is as always 20 to 30 minutes, and mostly during daylight on my passage. As I'm sailing into the night, I'm still happy with the boat speed, but I can already now see what's waiting for me in about 20 to 30 hours. The electro storms are there, but still more than 200 miles away, so at least this night will be easy going. I have seen what a direct hit can do to a boat, so I'm not gonna lie, this is the only part of the journey that I'm a bit concerned about. Now I'm also starting to see more commercial ships on my radar, and still enjoying the very last miles of decent sailing wind. I know this soon will stop, and it will be frequent changes in both wind speed and directions. But another amazing sunrise is soon on its way. Yeah, there's no wind. I have not started the engine yet, so but now it's getting just glazed, so we'll see. If it continues like this, I might have to just start the engine. I mean, the beauty of being on a boat like this, when it's set up for I can be out for months without seeing any people. There is always someone that wants to have a sign of life from you, and at the moment I think some of the things I really appreciate is to be just left alone, like no one to report to, nothing. The sad thing is, what stressed me now is not that it's no wind, but the fact that I know there's a lot of people expecting me to be in SwT Bay today or even yesterday. I'm in no rush, but people will start, oh, where is this gone? Hope nothing has happened, which is nice, of course. People are worried, but it's kind of something to think about. Maybe all this technology, satellite phones and all these networks and stuff makes it even harder to escape. I don't know. But now I'm gonna enjoy my breakfast. I'm not recording much today, as it's all about getting sleep, food and enough rest to face my last challenges. So I'm heating up the oven, homemade pizza, and the reason is basically there's no wind, nothing, zip, nada, nothing. So I capitulated, I started the engine, but run really slow, just enough so the autopilot can keep its course. I feel it's kind of cheating to run the engine, so I hope the wind will be back. But anyway, I enjoyed the last hour of daylight, and the sun is on its way down. And there's a lot of really low, dangerous clouds coming in, and I'm in the worst spot for thunderstorms, so it's not the good place to be, actually, to be honest. So I'll see, maybe I just hammer down the engine and run for a few hours or so. It's not far to SwT Bay, it's just 200 nautical miles. It's like the previous days with really good sailing. That's 200 miles is no problem. I do that in less than 24 hours. But you know, with this, my average speed now is 1.8 knots. It's gonna take a week. So yeah, and now I can smell my pizza. So I go down and see if it's done. Peace out. Freshly baked homemade Italian inspired pizza with a thin crispy crust. I don't think I could possibly enjoy this moment more than this. Sailing at night, my radar is my most important tool on board. And I'm only showing an example of using my VRM and EBL here, even though this ship is visual with AIS on my radar. If he's on this side of my line here, he will pass in front of me. If he's on this side of the line, he will pass behind me. But I use my radar for so much more. Closer to Panama is a very nice tool to have dodging thunderstorms. Being surrounded by thunderstorms, I try to play chess with the Viking gods here. It's like a real-time computer game. I'm basically tracking the storms, and my radar calculates their speed and bearing. Based on my experience, I can guess which system's going to consolidate with others. I will try to explain very shallow how it works. I'm using the same strategy as when I have an unidentified echo on my radar to determine its speed and direction. Just like this first boat shoving up having an AIS, I can have my radar giving me the same information on a boat without AIS, except for its name and other things I don't care about. Acquiring target with a MARPA function, I will have the important stuff, its speed and heading, and even the closest point of approach and time to closest point. The very same function is just as helpful when it comes to electro storms. I'm placing ARPA on the different electro storms to get their speed and heading so that I can work on my next move. Some will consolidate and some will move fast. The ones consolidating is the scary ones out here. Based on this, I try as good as I can to dodge the ones I find as potential dangerous to sail under. Not for me, but for my electronics and rigging. And in worst case, even the entire boat can be destroyed.
Because this was a terrible system. I might have been lucky here. Playing chess. Oh, it's gonna be a long night.
If I did not take action earlier here, I would been at the wildest spot only 2.5 miles away from me. As you can see on my radar image here, I barely escaped this one. The pink line is my original route. I gave full throttle on my engine and went through the gap that's now closed behind me. Even though weather systems are pretty visual during daylight, I also use the same strategy. Some of these weather systems contains quite a lot of wind as well. And right now I'm sailing a bit defensive, as my radar tells me the one catching up is coming fast, meaning I expect a new round of wind gusts way above 40 knots. I'm no stranger to strong winds, but the special thing here is how hard it just slaps your face from 0 to 45 in a second. With some heavy music and dramatic narrative, I could make this into some bullshit. But that's just what it is, bullshit. Some gusting and rain is not a storm. And it's just like vanished. I should trust my technology more. My eyes told me to watch out for this one, but technology on board said no worries. So I missed on this one and I can't get it right every time. Then it's much more interesting to show you cloud formations like this. Here you have something to really watch out for. Give this an hour or so and you will have some pretty nasty electro storms. Obviously I'm sitting on the blueprint now, but I was right about this one, only recording it as a planned example. However, it started its activity even before I expected it. So I got both the example and the blueprint in the same take here. It's pretty much like sailing, or should I say motoring through the doldrums. It's not all bad. Some of these weather systems are very good to find some wind, if you know what to look for. And now I'm going 9.5 knots. I'm basically flying. I found a nice weather system that's only some rain and wind gusts, and I use that to my advantage. I'm gonna give a little bit more here. Ah, this is great. Yeah, flying. Just 2 hours ago it was glazed, no wind at all. And look at this. So just find some clouds that does not contain like these electro storms, that's just rain showers. And then you have really fast sail. But use the radar, because I use the ARPA function on the radar. Some of these gusts contains winds up to 50 knots, and you want to be prepared. So pay close attention to the different clouds and use the MARPA function on your radar. You'll see the wind speed. and it disappears just as fast as it arrives. The time between gusts, rain and sunshine can sometimes be very short here, so it was a good plan being rested before sailing into this, as the constant change can be a bit demanding. And the whooping 3.3 knots, yay! So wow, look at that, already past 4 knots. But I have not given up, I'm still sailing. I try to see if it's possible. And you've probably heard about this cliche expression, calm seas never made a skilled sailor. I totally disagree. It's a calm seas and low winds, or light winds, that's when you can see who's the skilled sailors. And any regatta race I participated in, that's the skilled sailors that's doing the best when it's light winds. I mean, in strong winds you can go out, yeah, it's such a rough weather, and woohoo, sail, but no one actually knows if you're doing the right thing. I mean, it's more about not being overpowered, but small tweaks does not give that big effect in really heavy seas and strong wind. In light wind, that's where you can see 1 knot extra, and 1 knot extra is quite a lot. Yeah, this is definitely not the worst place to be. Enjoying my coffee. But if you look at the clouds over there, you can see clearly it's a lot of heavy rain showers coming. And that's typical Panama. It's like going from sunshine and beautiful, it's very bright light here, but then in a blink of an eye it's like thunderstorms and rain, and yeah. So Panama. You probably heard about the expression lightning from clear blue sky. I think that was invented in Panama. It's land hoy! Yay! Panama! I haven't seen land since I left Martinique. I don't know how many days it is. I think 8 days or something. But anyway, that's Panama. It's, I think if I remember correct, it's Isla Grande in front, and then you have one of the first marinas you can stop. That's Linton Bay Marina, and then it's like 60 more nautical miles or so. Then it's SwT Bay Marina. I don't know yet if I'm gonna stop there, or you have Portobello, Linton, and also SwT Bay. We'll see, depending on how late I arrive. You can basically check in also in Linton Bay Marina, and even in Gunayala in San Blas. That's over there. You cannot see it because the islands are so low. But anyway, this is land. Yoo-hoo! Panama! We made it. Thank you so much for watching. I really hope you enjoy this episode. I'm not gonna say cheers with alcohol because I don't drink when I'm sailing. But if you haven't already, I will be happy to see you subscribe to my channel. And then it's not much more to say than all the best. Stay safe. Take care. Cheers.